Time our best for last. We did it yesterday with the NFC. We do it today with the AFC. The coaching staffs have been hired. The free agents have been signed. The draft is officially over. The unrestricted free agents are now in the camp. Let's play the three-word game with the AFC. Patriots. Tom beating time. 42 years old in August. All the other quarterbacks in his division, Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, Josh Rosen, are puppies, kids in their second year. They've added Michael Bennett. They addressed their wide receiver vacancies with a first-round pick. I still think they get to the AFC Championship. Jets, double their wins. Le'Veon Bell's a star, solves their running back dilemma. C.J. Mosley, a star, solves their front seven linebacking dilemma. And Quentin Williams, defensive tackle, Bama, I'm told by three different scouts and executives, best player in the draft. Adam Gase, an offensive guy for Sam Darnold. Young quarterbacks tend to flourish with offensive guys. 4-12 last year. I think they're an 8-8 or a 9-7 team this year. Dolphins, tanking until Rosen. Listen, they haven't won a playoff game in 19 years, and I thought they were tanking. And then they went out, and they got essentially a free quarterback from Arizona in Josh Rosen. So they're not paying the quarterback their starter, and he'll be their starter much money. And let's be honest, they were 7-9 last year. They've beaten the Patriots twice in the last couple of years. They got a new head coach. They've gone from tanking to, I think, they've got their quarterback for the next 10 years. Interesting. Bills, still miles away. Listen, they had 7 ugly double-digit losses. The division's now better. Cole Beasley's not going to solve that. Either is draft pick Ed Oliver. I do like the coaching staff, but I don't see him as a threat in this division, even to be a wild card team. How about AFC South? Colts, the next Patriots. GM, A+. Quarterback, A+. Head coach, A, could be an A+. Resourceful, smart, great culture, and a very winnable division like the Patriots. Never forget, they ended the year 9-1, and that was in a rebuilding mode. Texans, please protect Deshaun. Deshaun Watson got sacked 62 times last year. That's the most in the NFL in 13 seasons, and I'm not convinced they solved their O-line issues in free agency or the draft. Titans, I like Vrabel, but I don't trust this team. I mean, last year, classic example. Week 17, they can get in. They just have to beat the Colts. Hey, couldn't do it. They almost feel like just can't quite win that big game. I like Mike Vrabel. He adds a toughness. I think they've got the right coach, but that's about it. Jaguars. Jacksonville ain't Philly. Nick Foles is going to find out. The GM's better in Philly. The O-line's better in Philly. The running backs are better in Philly. The tight end's better in Philly. Nick Foles is going to be 6-10. Okay? I like Nick Foles, but Jacksonville structurally is not close to the Philadelphia Eagles. AFC West, Chiefs, the new Steelers. Fun, flashy, stars, quarterback, deep balls, good coach. Can they finish? Can they finish? Big personalities, trouble. I feel like we're looking at the Steelers for the next 10 years. For the record, Steelers got 2 Super Bowls, won one. Not saying they won't, but where the Colts feel like the Patriots, the Chiefs to me feel like the Steelers. Can they keep buttoned up, and can they finish in January? Chargers, NFL's best roster. That's 7 Pro Bowlers. I mean, when they draft, they're basically drafting specific spots. Nose tackle, because they have 2 great rush ends. They added Jerry Tillery from Notre Dame, one of the few needs they had. I mean, in the last 6 years, Phillip Rivers has thrown for over 4,000 yards. I think they'd like to draft a backup and be the next guy, but you kind of watch Phillip Rivers and you're like, he's still slinging it. I think this is a loaded roster. I said this last year. I think the roster is deeper with fewer holes than the nearby Rams, who get more love. Broncos. Elway catching Flacco. Well, I kind of liked it. Listen, He landed Peyton Manning. He's a great recruiter. Since then, Brock Osweiler, Trevor Siemian, Paxton Lynch, Case Keenum. Elway's coming off the first. Broncos haven't had back-to-back losing seasons since 1971 and 1972. This is a great organization, and he's here in heat. Raiders! Hard knocks, please. Antonio Brown, Vontaze Burfict, John Gruden. Overpaid, overdrafted. Mike Mayock. This is like a television series with a helmet. I mean, I'm serious. They could be a better TV show than a football team. When they did Hard Knocks, this is why they built it, for teams like the Raiders. How about AFC North? Steelers back to playoffs. Folks, never finished sub 500 under Mike Tomlin. Yes, they lose Antonio Brown, but they have Juju Smith-Schuster. They got a receiver, Moncrief, in free agency. They drafted a couple receivers. They're going to be fine. Owner, great. GM, great. Coach, smart. GM, quarterback. Offensive line, I think, is the best in football. Chill out. They'll be fine. Ravens. Bears of the AFC. Both finished with a #1 defense in their respective conference. Both got to the playoffs. Both exposed in the playoffs. And Lamar Jackson and Mitch Trubisky, great athletes. I question how good they are if they have to throw on somebody else's terms. Browns don't quite believe land. I think they got a lot of talent, but are they just putting talent together, or is it a real team? Freddie Kitchens never been a head coach, high school, college, or pro. I just don't know if he can be the glue that pulls it together. I'm not doubting the offense. The offense will score points. We shall see. Bengals! Does anyone care? Last 3 years, 6 wins, 7 wins, 8 wins. In a division with a bunch of awesome stories, Baker and Ben and Tomlin and Lamar. By the way, my staff pushed back on this. I was going to give Cincinnati another name, but the staff said it was too cheesy. How about this? Does Andy one care? Andy Dalton? Hilarious. Come on, Whitlock. Not terrible. I